What is up, GOAT World? It is me, your boy, JDZ, and I'm back at you with another GOAT format video. The War League is continuing on, underway. Week 8 is in the bag. Week 9 is almost finished. There are a few games left to be played, and we're going to go ahead and do the recap covering Week 8 and Week 9. With me today, I have more special guests. We're going to do a quick tour to Italy. As you know, the GOAT format War League is an international league branching out throughout the entire world, and as I've mentioned before, Italy has some of the top players in the game. With me today, I have a key player to the We Love Cocchi.
Cocchi. Is the right pronunciation.
I have the Onion. Mr. Cipolla is with me. I have Cipolla, and also have someone that you may not recognize on voice. I have the perennial all-star and league MVP candidate. I have Mr. Nice Boy. Go ahead and say hello, Mr. Nice Boy.
Hi guys, what's up?
All right, hey, so real quick, before we jump into this, can you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves, starting with Cipolla, and then we'll switch over to Nice Boy, and then we'll jump right into this.
Okay, all right. So I'm the Onion, and I jumped into War League because I love Ceci asked me, basically. I was chilling in doing my stuff, and he wrote me, and he said, hey, do you want to join the War League? And I say, okay, fine. Never played a big tournament before. It turned to be fun. Yeah.
Nice. And you're doing really well so far. You know, everyone, whenever he wins, you know, everyone throws the onions up in the thing. It's a really good. He's becoming an all-star of the league at his own right. But everyone should know who Nice Boy is. But go ahead, Nice Boy, and reintroduce yourself for the people that may not know you.
Hi to everyone. I'm Nice Boy, and I'm 24 years old, player from Italy, and I'm currently playing for Rampage. Specifically Rampage HK. I've just joined Rampage 3 weeks before the War League starting, and I'm having a lot of fun playing it.
He's being modest. Nice Boy is a super good player. I know he's not league MVP right now or a top winning player, but he was for a long time, and he still could probably get that back before the season comes to an end. So definite champion level Yu-Gi-Oh player of the format. All right, but we're going to go ahead and go into this recap. So we're going to start with all the teams. We're going to start from as week 8 ended. We're going to start from the bottom, and we're going to move up. We're going to cover how they did week 8, how they did week 9, and then we're just going to move on to our prediction week 10. So we have DMG. They're at 1-8 right now. They lost week 8. They lost week 9. Nice Boy, what do you think about Damage Step and what they're doing, how this team is looking so far?
Yeah, I think the team looked very well on the paper before the War League started, but now they're kind of going down to hill. MMF joined, I think, just 3-4 weeks ago, and he is the captain. And yeah, I don't think, unfortunately for them, they will make the playoff, you know, just by mathematical reason.
Right, that is I think that's pretty disappointing. You know, I think Damage Step is they're a huge part of the game, and they go way back, and seeing them at the bottom like this isn't really great. So they are 1-8, back-to-back losses. Like you said, they might be eliminated, but you know, you never know. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep moving. We love Ceci. We love Cocchi, and we have one of their key members on the team right here. They are at 3-6. They're going upwards. So Cipolla, can you please tell me about some of the things you guys did to turn this team around, and what you plan on doing going forward?
Okay, basically, with the week 8, we won against Demostep, and I don't know. We're still in. We could join the playoff, but gonna be tough because we have to win all of the match. Mathematically, we are not the best right now. We have not the numbers, but we have the players, so we surely can do better. Because we started really bad playing a misery. That was not the call, not the right call. It looked good on paper, but not on practical. So we switched the decks, and the wins came.
And I've always felt that way. And I know you say you watch the program. And if you watch all these shows, you can go back week in, week out. And I would say, hey, We Love Ceci is really good. They have really good players, but they're playing the wrong decks. They need to get some new decks in there, get some new strategies in there, and they can turn it around. They got some new players in there. Yeah. They got Mr. Demon. They got Cipolla here. They got Snatch Steel 92 is no longer with the league. They got Glifford.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. But I think it's not too late. They could turn around. They got two back-to-back wins, one being over Rampage HK, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So the two huge wins, anything can happen. But you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Week 10. But we're gonna keep going. We got the free agents. The free agents coming in at 2-7. They had a loss to EP 4-1, and then they had a loss to LRG at 3-1. Actually, I think that just finished up. So now their loss to LRG is at 3-2. MVP, what do you think about the free agent team and how they're doing in the league so far?
Like, honestly, they are doing very well considering the fact that the name itself saying that they are free agent. Unfortunately, I think some of their best players left. Like, one of them was their original captain, which left them after 1 week, unfortunately. And then they had, like Cass said, that also left them, that I think was one of their best player. Yeah, I saw, like, the match against EP with GBO. And in the end, he gave the win to Giorgione. So, I mean, that wasn't really, you know, like you would read on the record, that's 4-1. That's not self-explanatory. So, but unfortunately for them, I don't think they will make the playoff either.
So that's the free agents. Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I think they got some people that are playing some offshoot decks as well, offshoot strategies. But I mean, it's season 1. They are free agents. I think they're doing better than people had anticipated at the beginning of the season. I think that's fair. But next, we're going to switch to 13. Ultra Instinct team. That's my team. Unfortunately, we are at 3-5 as well. I think we're still in the hunt. We took some unfortunate bad beats week 8. We went down to Rampage main unit. They kind of did us dirty, beating us 4-1. And then right now we're currently tied up with Chaos Kings 2-2 with Indoors and Loop deciding the final match. So that hasn't came up yet. If during the editing process, if that finishes, I can put the final results right here. But I don't think we're done yet. I don't think we're completely eliminated. I don't think we're giving up. Obviously, going to continue to show up. I think we're a solid team. We just had some bad beats, had some bad plays a little bit. And this league is very tough. So if you're not on your A game all the time, you're not bringing it correctly all the time, you're misplaying, you're going to lose, and these losers are going to start to rack up, and then you won't. There's not much you can do about it. So I don't know. Anything you guys want to add to the Ultra Instinct team and what we got going on?
Keep going. Keep going, ZDZ.
Exactly. Keep going. You can still make the playoff, but yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Absolutely. Especially with all the other teams. As we keep going, you'll see all the other teams are just kicking it to the next gear. No one's giving up any slack. Everyone's tightening up and getting better. So it's no one's falling off. So it's gonna be really hard to gain ground if teams continue to do that. So moving on, we got Team Solitaire. Mr. Cipolla, they are 3-6. Last week 8, they lost to the Chaos Kings 4-1. And then they had another back-to-back loss with 5G1K at 3-2. What do you think about Team Solitaire and their chances of making the playoffs? What do you think about Solitaire and what they're doing, Mr. Onion?
Well, I think they are kind of on the line to make playoffs. Yeah. They need to win like us, but I don't know, because they are tough. They can reach playoffs, but the mathematics is not on their favor, as we talked. They lost week 8 against a team that they could beat for sure. Right. But I don't know. It's gonna be hard for them for sure.
I would agree. And it's just like, and I've always said about them, I really like their team. I like their players. I think they have some consistency stuff. They're really high when they're high, and then they're really low when they're low. They're never just even keel. They're always, I don't know. They're always up and down. So if they can work on that, I think they can easily rack off, another 4 or 5 straight, 6 straight, and then they can get into they can find their way in as well. Yeah. But I don't know. What do you think, Nice Boy?
I think that the record doesn't speak for himself, because it's true they are 3-6, but it's one of the team, Solitaire, that when you play against, you want to have a good strategy against them. Because in week 1, when EP was quoted really high, they show up. I think their problem is that they are too much on strategy, because they are really well to prepare their decks. Maybe they need to improve their technical play. But I wouldn't be surprised if they make into the playoff, because honestly, they can They can play.
But there's only eight spots to get into the playoffs, and there's a lot of I can legitimately see the season ending with 12 or 13 teams with potential to get into the playoffs. So it's going to be a very, very tight race. There are a lot of 5 and 4 teams, a lot of 5 and 4 teams, a lot of 4 and 5 teams. There's a lot of people on the bubble. It's going to be very, very tight coming to the end of the season. Another team that's in one of those 5 and 4 teams, we got Beam Tones. Okay, so this team is one of those teams that really turned it around. They got some new leadership in there. They got some new players in there. Nice boy, what do you think about Beam Tones? Genzo Dude 9. They got a win in week 8. 5G1K. They beat them 3-2. They got a win in week 9. They got win in week 9
Rampage.
over Rampage. 4-1. So they're beating some really, really good teams. They're in a tight spot of their schedule, and they're getting dubs. So, what do you think about Beam Tones? Nice boy.
Well, most of people would say they are like the tier B team of Bones. And I think this came to their advantage because since they got underrated, a team like Rampage, as you said, they probably underestimate them,
Right.
So you don't really know what kind of mind games they can play because everyone keep underestimating them. So they can play pretty deep mind games, but I don't know if they will make to the playoff. Like I would say that Solitaire is probably a little bit better than them.
So you're putting Beam Tones on the bubble as a team that's going to be out of the playoffs, 9 or 10 looking in.
Yeah.
Wow, that's tough. That's tough call. What do you think, Onion?
I love Beam Tones. I know them in real life, some of them.
Yeah.
I met Manic Lord in real life. He gave me a sign on my skilled white.
Oh, you got your skill white. Okay.
Yeah, he's my master. He basically introduced me to that deck.
Okay.
Some new strategy for sure. We saw skilled white also in the World League. I don't know if it was week 9 or week 8.
Yeah, Manic Lord played. Manic Lord played.
Yeah.
Skill
exactly.
9. He
it
won
was
a game.
week 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It was week 9. But I love them. I love their strategy. I love. Plus, they are Italian, and I know them because we play sometimes.
Okay. Well, I think what Genzo did ever since he took over as leadership of that team, I think it's incredible. The turnaround they've made, and they've won on a winning streak, and they can make it. Nice boy thinks they're going to be on the bubble. I think they can possibly make it. Again, I think a lot of teams can make it.
They can make it, but if I would give an edge from the scores now, I would give to Solitaire. But of course, it's very tight, Like
it's
they
very
just
close.
beat Rampage, that was
that's
a good
tough.
show. But
all right, so then we're going to move on. We got the Enraged Pandas coming in at the 10 slot right now. Again, these numbers, these rankings haven't been updated. Next week they will change, but currently right now, Enraged Pandas are in the 10th spot. They are coming off of back-to-back wins over the free agents and over the Rising Suns. I think EP is dope. I think they're turning it around too. They got some new players in there. They got Lukaz, they got Pui, they got Chase, they got everybody's kind of picking up the slack and they're piling on the wins. I think they can definitely make some noise and get into the playoffs as well. They're starting to change their strategies up. It's harder to pre against them like they were facing in the previous weeks. But we'll go to you, Onion. What do you think about EP and what they're doing and their chances?
Yeah, with these new players, I think they can for sure be on the top of the team. They won week 8.
They won week 8?
And 4-1, I see on the score. With solid performance for sure. Yeah, I think they are very, very good.
Okay. And then, so we're going to keep, so I like EP. Nice boy, you like EP?
it's one of the teams that I don't really like out of the league.
Oh, okay.
I think they got overrated in the beginning.
Okay.
They're not terrible, but they quoted them too high, And
Right.
you saw them. I think the new addition, like of Lukaz KotsosV is really good because he's a really good player.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that ultimately they will make the playoff, but they will not make anything significant in the playoff.
Oh wow! So you're selling your EP stock. Are you selling? You're selling EP?
Yeah, I sold it so much time ago.
Oh wow! Okay. Nice boys sold on EP. All right, so we're gonna move on. We got Bad Bones. They're currently in a nice spot. Yeah, so they caught a loss to LRG in week 8, and then a win on Damage Step in week 9. This is the one with Shifty. This is one with the Nano. This is the one with the Sauce on there. I think they're also a pretty solid team. I think they can again, it's really tight. I think the 6, 7, 8 spot in the playoffs is going to be highly contested. I think that they could potentially get one of these spots as well. Nice boy. What do you think about Bad Bones? Are you buying Bad Bones? Are you selling Bad Bones? What do you think about them?
I think they have technically more chance than EP, to make it. So if I said it like Solitary, EP, and Bones, this team is good. I think they are the one of the team that's more close to the high level team. If we would put a tier, and we played them in the World League and it was close. It was 3-2.
Yep. Again, Bad Bones. I wouldn't be surprised if they made it. I really wouldn't. But the playoffs is going to be a completely different monster, and it's happening very soon. So we're going to move on. We got LRG, and I got to talk about, oh my goodness, LRG. So we got LRG. This is currently, this is as of the recording of this video, LRG is in the 8th spot. They should be moving up based on the events that have taken place. As in week 8, they beat Bad Bones. In week 9, but I really like what they're doing. I like what they're doing over there. They took a huge loss of talent. They lost 4 of their frontline starters in all at once, and then somehow, some way, they're still managing to kind of churn out wins and move up the ladder and still remain viable. I honestly, I'm very shocked. They picked up Carl. They picked up Soul Master Matt. They picked up some more talented players, and now they're continuing to do well in the league. Nice boy. What do you think about LRG? What do you think about their chances to make it to the playoffs? What do you think about their team, WGM, what they're doing?
Yeah, so LRG started as the favorite team,
Number 1 team. Yep.
And then they immediately lost to Eletorus, which was, I think, the first real upset of the World League. Right now, as you say, they lost 3 players. They lost Moxies, Lukaz, and Ivan. I think Lukaz and Ivan were really, really huge players, that could make a huge difference in the World League. And they rebuilt their team, and they took Solo Master, which is Lucas' brother, and they took Car White from Rampage, and they took Gangster Bro, which is a ladder grinder.
Another one, yeah.
I think they can make it, but I don't know if I think they can definitely still try to make it. It will be harder than before. I don't think that this player they took the match the equivalent of having Ivan and Lukaz together, but Car White is of course a big name.
Yeah,
and
really
I have to see more from Gangster Bro and Solo Master, to judge them
before you can make a call. I think they can make it. I think they can get one of those spots, but it's a long week. We got 5 weeks left in the league, and anything can happen in those 5 weeks. So you gotta start knocking out those wins, locking them in now, getting to the playoffs is what it's all about. All right, so we're gonna shift over. We got the Chaos Kings. Currently, they're in the 7th spot. Right now, they had a week 8 win over Team Solitaire, and then currently they're 2-2 with UI right now. Depending on how that ends, I'll put the final in this video. You can see it. I really like the Chaos Kings. Again, I'm super heavy on them. I think they're definitely going to be in the playoffs. They got a lot of talent. They're very hard to beat. They're super consistent. Loop, IMZ1, P-Tran, Loaded Chose 25. I think they got a bunch of people who are just hot right now, and it's going to be hard to beat them consistently over time. So I think they're going to make it. I think they're going to be in the playoffs. Anything you guys want to add to the Chaos Kings and what you think they're doing?
Yeah, I think Chaos King is a top tier team of the league. They came out, they were one of the last teams that were formed in the World League, because they came out like last minute, because 2 of their members were LRG.
Right.
I am Zeta1 and P-Trumps. I think like P-Trumps is one of the best GOAT player in general, like he can play any decks, and his technical play is very high. And I'm 100% sure they will make the playoff. One of their few losses was against Rampage, the main team. So, I mean, when you lose against a top team, it counts, but you know that it's not an easy loss, because you can expect against another top level team that it can go either way,
100%. Oh yeah. Okay. All right, but then we got the Rising Suns. So this team, they were in the 6th spot, but they're coming off of a week 8 loss to the Corpsmen, and then they had a week 9 loss to the Enraged Pandas. So they're kind of trending. They're trying to trending downward. You know, they picked up some new players. They got fan favorite Dueling High 101 is now on their team. Pretty Girl Uwu, you know, in there. Mercenary V. They got some players, some real ladder grinders. They got some people who can absolutely put them together. But they're going this way towards the end of the season. They came out kind of hot. They were going this way. Now they're going down. I don't know what the cause of that decline is or what they need to do to kind of righten the ship. But taking these losses this close to the end of the season isn't advisable. Any thoughts on Rising Suns and what they can do to kind of turn the ship around and get back into in? Because I can see them maybe falling off and going out, because these teams that are behind them are very hungry and they're trying to get in.
Yeah, they are in now.
Yeah, they're in right now.
They have a lot of ladder grinders in it. They have Dueling Guy, I think. I don't know if Pretty Girl. I met them sometimes in ladder. They are very, very high on rank. They are strong for sure. One of the best team, I think. They are in the top 8 now, so they surely can reach the playoffs.
I think I don't know, man. But they gotta lock in though, because it's gonna be a tight race to the finish, and that's also the same thing with the next team. You got 5G1K, another powerhouse team. They were the number 1 team for a few weeks in a row. Week 8, they came out with a 3-2 loss to Beamtones, and then they came out with a week 9 3-2 win over Solitaire. Again, they're another team who I can easily see making it into the playoffs and causing a lot of damage. It's about their consistency. They've been doing great this entire season. Nice Boy, what do you think about 5G1K and what they're doing this season and their chances to make the playoffs?
I really like that team. You know, like they are really great people. You know, I have some friends over there. Shout out to my man Bobby.
Bobby Buckets.
Bobby Buckets. Yeah, they were the revelation of the World League, I think. You know, because they started off on fire. I think they were like 5-0, and they were like sweeping every team. But again, you know, like when you start to confront with top teams, it's a little bit different. That said, they kind of proved their way, because a lot of people were questioning about their actual skill, and they actually end up beating Rampage, you know?
Yeah.
So that kind of was an answer, you know?
I think, and that's another thing. I think when we did our original power rankings, we had them rated very, very, very low, because it was a lot of unknowns, a lot of things we didn't know, a lot of players we didn't know, a lot of things we weren't used to. And these guys came in and they proved like, hey, we know how to play this game. We're good. We can, you know, we're not a bunch of yahoos that don't know what's going on. And they're kind of continuing to show that. So I'm proud of what they've done. And hopefully they can continue that momentum, you know, going forward. They're coming off a win. Maybe they can keep it going. Maybe get a high playoff seed and get in there. Maybe make some noise in the playoffs and potentially win the league. You never know. But now we're coming over to a team that you all should recognize. Mr. Nice Boy, he is the perennial member of this team. Rampage HK, coming off of a win in week 8. A huge game, huge match between HK and Sweep. That was a nice one. Go check that one out. But then coming into week 9, they lost to We Love's Ceci. That was an upset of the week, I think, with the 3-2 loss to We Love Ceci. So I have some members of We Love Ceci here. I have some Rampage in the house. Nice Boy, go ahead and start with you. What do you think about your squad? What do you think about where you guys are at? What do you think about your chances in the playoffs? How that's going to go? And you can talk about week 8 and week 9, and we can throw it to the Onion. He can talk about it as well.
Yeah, I think that the squad is really solid, especially after like our last 2 purchases, you know, which were Ivan and MidwayUber. You know, particularly Ivan, you know, one of the best player on GODOT format, of course. Yeah, I think we will make the playoff 100%, you know. I don't have any doubt, so I can pretty much sign anywhere. We can bet anywhere if we make playoff.
But okay, so getting into the playoffs is only the beginning for your team. What are you gonna do once you get into the playoffs? Like, how are you gonna do you see your guys winning the whole thing? Can you win the whole league? Do you see it going that far?
I mean, I play with SDL, which is my captain. I have a Rossitto, Young Ceci, like MidwayUber. So, I mean, the names, they talk for themselves. But we will see. The playoff will be hard to win because, of course, there is the another tough team, which is the other Rampage, with LaBounty and those guys, We can kind of say that it's kind of OG Rampage versus new Rampage, because the only old school Rampage that we have in HK is Yata Yata, while whole other original members from Rampage, like John-Wick, Scully, LaBounty, all the other one are from the other squad. So it's gonna be kinda, when we meet in the playoff, it's gonna be kinda like old school Rampage versus new school Rampage.
Maybe.
But eventually we will send them to Namek. We will make them fly.
Right to Namek. Huh? Okay, but okay, Onion. What did you guys do? What did you guys do to beat this team? I mean, no one said, "Hey, we love Ceci Cocchi is going to beat Rampage HK," but yet you guys did it. How did you pull it off?
We beat them because they are the weakest team in this league. we are the strongest. No, I'm joking. I think just seeing their names, I think you can guess that they are sure a top team. I don't know them so much, but I have seen their results even in real life tournaments and even in online tournaments. So we have Young Sexy, we have the so present Nice Boy, we have NotSoFast. So we have big names of GOAT format for sure. And you can guess only on paper that they are one of the best team of this league. And we got pretty lucky, I would say, but we managed to beat them. And I think it was one of the best weeks that we have in this World League.
And I think that's a kind of week that you guys need to kind of really turn it around, because you're not mathematically eliminated just yet. Neither are the Ultra Instinct teams. I don't think any teams are. I think maybe Damage Step might be mathematically eliminated at this point, and perhaps the free agents as well. But I think you still have a punching chance if you just keep beating teams, and you prove that by beating one of the best teams in the league. And if you continue to just win your games, anything can happen. So get into the playoffs, anything can happen. I believe in love, and I love Ceci Cocchi as well. All right.
We believe.
we believe. All right. So, but then we went on to now we're at the top. We're at the top four. That was Rampage HK, but we got Sweep OD. All right. So Sweep OD, they are down. They're looking a little more vulnerable than I'm used to seeing them, with week 8 losing to Rampage HK, and then turn around week 9 losing to the Corpsmen. That Corpsmen loss coming in spectacular fashion, being 4-1. I didn't see that. I mean, these are two very, very good teams, so those losses aren't extremely surprising. But I definitely did not see them losing 2 weeks in a row. What do you think about that, fellas? 2 weeks in a row, Sweep down 2 losses in 2 weeks. Nice boy.
Yeah, they got 2 losses back to back. 2 top teams, because HK, of course, but now Eloterus, we know Eloterus is definitely a non-sleep, I will say that Eloterus will make 100% the playoff, because their maths is in their favor. I'm pretty sure they will make them. Particularly from our war, we started down 0-1. AGT decided to bring control against a team of pro control player,
Right.
The best team in the league with control, that maybe be not the best idea, so he lost to Dale, but then immediately SDL scored and beat Swisky, Ivan beat Smoker, and me myself I beat KP for the MVP spot in the week 8, And then Alvarado closed the World League by beating Young Sexy. I think they will make the playoff 100%, the sweep. Like HK and the other Rampage and the Loterus. I think those 4 teams are already in the playoff.
So they're locked in. So right now you got Rampage HK, Sweep OD, Iluteros, Rampage 1. Those 4 teams are in no matter what you say.
Yeah.
And then the other 4 teams, you're saying it can be whoever's going to be in there.
Yeah, exactly. It could be like Bones, it could be AP, it could be Solitaire. But I think those 4 teams that I've said, Eloterus, because they are X2, so they just need to win, I don't know, a couple of rounds, I guess. Maybe three rounds. And they already beat like, they still need to face HK and Rampage, but beating Sweep was huge for them.
Huge. Yeah, that's a huge win. That's a very huge win.
That's one of the team that people would say would have been one of their loss. They won pretty easily, you know, because they were 4-0, and then Smoker saved the Sweep from getting swept. So
nice. Okay. But yeah, let's talk about the Elo Teros while we're here, since we're already kind of talking about them. They are, as recording, they are still technically number 2 team, but once everything is processed, they will be the new number 1 team of GOAT format War League. No one ever saw this coming. No one, if you said $1 million, who's going to be the number 1 team come week 10, and it's going to say the Corpsmen, no one would have took that money, but here we are. The Corpsmen, led by Captain Zoidberg, are the number 1 team in the GOAT format War League as it currently stands. Week 8, they had a win off of the Rising Suns, and then week 9, as we just discussed, they got a huge convincing win over a powerhouse team Sweep. They got some great additions. I absolutely love what they're doing. Corn all over the place. You know, they got Joey Nutri-Grounds, who just won the Patreon World Championship qualifier yesterday, as recording this video. He's going to be coming onto the program, so stay tuned for that interview. It's coming up next. And then they beat the Rising. They got Duck Duck Goose, Zoidberg. They got Sparky Flex.
DG's forever.
Oh yeah, DG's forever. They got some, man. They have a very, very good team that can beat anybody, and they're proving it week in and week out. No one's doubting them anymore. They used to kind of lay low, get their dubs, and move on, but now they're kind of, hey, everyone's looking out for them. So they are the now number 1 team. What do you think about them? What do you guys think about the Corpsmen? I believe in the Corn.
As you said, if anybody right now says that the Corpsmen would be 4th ranking and they will make playoff, they were lying. You know, yeah. No one would have bet anything on them. They were supposedly, you know, the LRG toilet paper, we can say, you know, them and Kuru, but they end up revealing themselves. I think the key of their success was the beginning when they beat LRG in their prime. You know, back when LRG was quoted to be number 1 team. I think there was the big clash, you know, Zoiber versus Ivan, the student versus the professor. And Zoiber beating Ivan, the team winning against LRG, I think that boosted their confidence. But they show up, they can play.
Yeah.
That said, you know, I think they will make playoff 100%, as I said. But that said, I think in the Ironman it will be very different, you know, because Ironman will really show up the difference between top level team and middle team, you know,
right?
Because one player can win up multiple games. If one great player get a bad matchup, then there is another great player that can play. So it will be a totally different story. But for now, they deserve 100% to be number 1 team. They work really hard, and they should keep up the great work.
Absolutely, I agree with that. These Ironmans are going to be a whole different ball game. Like playing back to back, being consistent is going to be the key, and it's going to really benefit these top teams. So we'll see. Shout out to the Corpsmen. Right now, I'm eating corn all day. Bing bong, you know, New York in the house, and we're going to do it like that. But now we're going to shift over. We got a Rampage OG main unit. They are, as of right now, the number 1 team, but they will go back based on the events that took place this week. Week 8, they got a win over us, pretty convincing fashion. They beat us 4-1. Week 9, they got a loss over Beam Tones. They lost to Beam Tones 4-1. Wow, no one saw that coming. Beam Tones again showing up every week, and they're going to beat you if you don't bring your A game. So, what do we think about Rampage and their chances going forward and how they're looking? We'll start with you, Onion. You got anything on Rampage?
Rampage is for sure a top team here. It's the top team.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they lost last week against Bintons, as you said, and I would never have called this.
No one.
But yeah, it happened, and it happened 4-1. They lost 4-1, I think. Yeah, I have the score here. I don't know. I would never have called this because I would have called a win for them, but I think at this point it doesn't matter because they are already locked in the playoff.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. I think they're so far ahead. They have so many wins. I think they can kind of, but you don't want to coast.
They gave a hope for the teams that are not locked in yet.
Okay. Anything you want to add to Rampage? I know that's your sister organization, Mr. a nice boy?
Yeah, I think Rampage when we start the World League look like the stronger team out of the two. Because of course LaBounty is probably the best player out of our team, the captain. But I think they need to start to take more seriously the war. Their two loss, Five Guys Kuru and Beam Bombs, they could avoid them. And I'm gonna be a little bit more hard on them because they were first, so of course I wanted my teammates to end first on the ranking system. But those players, they know who I'm talking to. The one that are listening know who I'm talking to. They need really to start taking more seriously. Because it's important finishing first, to get the buy in the playoff. That's a huge thing, that's a huge factor. But they will make the playoff 100%.
Okay, I mean, I agree. I don't know who you're referring to. I don't know if you want to call them out by name, but keep it in house. We don't want you to air your dirty laundry out here. I don't know who needs to take it more serious, but I think I don't know. I think they're super solid. If you watch the Coach's Corner, Mr. John LaBounty came by, captain of the Rampage team, and he hooked me up with some lessons on Warriors. Very talented player all around. I can't say enough good about what they're doing. And hope, maybe they can. I think they want to be one of the teams that are going to make a deep run in the playoffs as well. Not only are they going to make it to the playoffs, I can foresee Rampage going deep and perhaps making a championship run, because it's going to be very, very difficult to beat that team in an Ironman. I don't envy anyone who has to do that. All right, so that is the Week 8 and Week 9 wrap up. Now we're going to look forward to Week 10, and we're going to make our really quick predictions. I call it the kiss of death, so I don't make any picks because I always get them wrong, and I don't want to get any more wrong. But I have my panel here, and they can make the picks, and I'll probably chime in. So, are you guys ready to do this?
Yes.
All right, so we got this grudge. We got the grudge match of all grudge matches that we've been waiting to see. We got Rampage versus LRG. A lot of the key members of LRG left LRG to go to Rampage, and now they have to play each other with the LRG Generation X versus the Rampage main unit. I think that's going to be a heater. I think that's going to be very entertaining from the beginning to the end. We'll start with you, Nice Boy. Who do you think is going to win?
I think Rampage will win.
You think Rampage will win?
Yeah, I think Rampage will win. But, it's going to be hard because those guys at LRG, especially WGM, they're still mad, because some of their players left. So this will be personal, It will be more than just a week of World League. It will be more personal, but if Rampage take it seriously, I have no doubt about them.
Okay. Rampage, so who are you thinking, Mr. Onion? Rampage, LRG?
Rampage, I think.
So that's two. That's
but
two
you
Rampage.
never know.
You never know. Rampage.
You never know.
You've been kissed.
I would call for Rampage.
All right. So now we got Solitaire versus the Rising Suns. Solitaire versus Rising Suns. Solitaire, again, they're always ebbing and flowing. They're always rising and falling. The Rising Suns, they are on a decline. Who do you think wins this one? We'll start with you, Onion.
I would call for Rising Sun.
Okay. You calling Rising Sun?
Yeah, but I'm a big fan of Solitaire.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can see either you're just hedging towards Rising Sun. What about you, Nice Boy?
I think I would say the same. It's I think it's more closer than LRG Rampage. It's more like a 50-50. But I would still say that Rising Sun will win because they have they can play a variety of decks. So one of the main strengths of Solitaire is obviously predicting the next week and start to pre. Rising Sun, I think they can play Turbo, Control, Warriors, so they can play all of kind of flavor. So I say they have the edge. So I'm calling Rising Sun.
So we got Rampage, then we got Rising Suns, then we go to DMG 5G1K. DMG has just been down. They've been taking some very, very tight losses. Just I never, again, this is one I wouldn't have called either if you'd have told me, hey, who's going to be the worst team in the league at this point in the league. And you said damage, I wouldn't have took that bet either, but here we are. So who do you thinking, DMG or 5G1K winning week 10? We'll start with you, Nice Boy, this time.
Five Guys Kuro.
Five Guys, okay. What about you, Mr. Onion?
Yeah, the same. I would call the same, but I would prefer Demon Step for two reasons. One, they deserve a win. Yeah, And 2, I bet 20 euros. And
Who did you bet on?
yeah, my teammates.
Oh, okay. Oh no, who'd you bet? You bet that Damage Step will win.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
okay. That's a tough bet. I think they can win. I think they can beat. I think they can win. I hope they win. I want them to win. I want them to win. I don't want to see anybody give up on the league. I know they're down. They might be mathematically eliminated or whatever, but I think they can still. They're going to show up each week and they're going to compete. And I think 5G1K might have their hands full. So we'll see. I'm not making any picks. I don't want to JD jinx anybody. All right. So we're moving on. We got Sweep OD versus the free agents. Sweep OD again. They're on a losing streak too, but they've lost to 2 of the top teams in the league. The free agents haven't been playing the most serious decks, I think. So this might be a good time for Sweep to stabilize and kind of get a dub and get back on the right track. So we'll start with you, Onion. Who do you think is going to win Sweep OD versus the Season 1 free agent?
Yeah, I would go for Sweep OD.
I think that's a safe bet. How about you, Nice Boy? I would agree. I don't want to pick, but I'm thinking Sweep's going to come back and try to level the bubbles and get a quick win over the free agent team. So we'll move on. We got Chaos Kings and EP. I think this is going to be a good one. Yeah, with a lot of things that can happen. This is going to be a really tight one too. A lot is on the line because this Chaos King team is kind of going to be on the bubble. EP is kind of on the bubble. I think this is a must win for each of those teams. We'll start with you, Nice Boy. Who you think is going to win, Sweep or Chaos Kings or EP?
I think Chaos Kings, because I think they will make playoff. Like, I'm not 100% sure, like Sweep and the Sure Rampage and the Eloterus, but like 90% they're gonna make the playoff, and I think they will beat EP because I think EP is overrated.
Okay. So I forgot you sold all your EP stock, so you're selling EP.
Yeah, I sold them, like after week 4, after week 1.
Dang. I think I got some left. I think EP has got some tricks in the bag. I don't think they're done by a long ways. I think they can make some noise too. What about you? What about you, Mr. Onion? What do you got?
Well, I don't know. This one, as you said, is very even. I don't really know. I would flip a coin.
Flip a coin?
Yeah. Call toss a coin and call head or tail. I don't know.
But then okay, we'll move on. We got Rampage HK versus Beam Tones. Beam Tones is hot. Rampage HK needs to secure their spot. Who thinks winning this one? We'll start with you again, Nice Boy, because this is your team. Are you guys beating Beam Tones this week? Go ahead and say it, yes or no.
I think at this point is a little bit personal since they beat the main guys.
Oh, okay.
So we kind of got to show up, LaBounty, and their guys, because they might be a little bit washed up. How to do that, So I'm pretty confident in HK, but I know like it's not easy beat Beam Tones because they try hard,
Mm-hmm.
When they see the top dogs, they try hard because they say we may not make the playoff, we take you down, and for 1 week, we can talk.
They're in the hunt, so if they can come off a win, but if they can beat both Rampage units.
Rampage, that would be
huge. That'd be huge for their
insane.
Confidence, and they can easily make it in. What about you? Who are you picking, Onion? Who are you picking to win?
Yeah, Rampage.
You picking Rampage HK?
Yeah, Rampage HK.
All right.
Sure.
So then we got Ceci, Cocchi, and the Bad Bones. So we got Bad Bones and your team.
This gesture is part of the team.
This is part of it. This is the Italian edition, folks. So I'm Italian.
You have to do when you pronounce it.
Ceci, Cocchi. This is Italian.
Yeah,
this is Italian episode. So we have the Cipolla's in the house with us today. He is a member of the We Love Ceci Cocchi team. Who's winning?
Well, I have a bias here.
Okay,
I
of course.
Would say my team, of course. Nothing more.
Nothing more. Okay, yeah. Okay.
We're gonna destroy them.
You're gonna
sure.
Okay.
5-0.
5-0. Glifford would be so proud. We gotta get
like
Glifford. We're gonna get Glifford on the show soon, folks. He just couldn't schedule today. But
he will tell you the same.
He'll tell you the same thing. All right. What about you? What do you think, Nice Boy?
Of course, I love those guys, the Ceci guys, because we are friends with a lot of them in person. But I will have to call against them because I think like Bad Bones is in a better shape than them, so I think Bad Bones will win. But after I love Ceci beating HK, there is no surprise. but I would call Bad Bones to win. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. And finally, we end on the Ultra Instinct team versus the Corn Men. I think this is going to be a good match. I think it's going to be a good matchup. I think the Corn Men are hot, man. They're so hot. But I think we got something we're trying to prove. I don't think we're trying to give up. I think we can do this. I'm never giving up on the Ultra Instinct team. What do you think about our chances of beating the Corn? Or you think we're gonna get popped? What do you think? We'll start with you, Onion. What do you think about the Ultra Instinct Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling team versus the Corn Men and our chances of getting a win?
Well, I would call for Cormans, but I'm a big fan of you.
Oh, man.
I hope you win this one.
I want to win too. Wait.
Grounding on the score, I would call if I have to bet.
Okay, and that's fair. No disrespect taken. I mean, they've accumulated the record that they have.
Yeah.
We've accumulated the record
are
we have.
on the brain. Corman are on the brain. The other team is on the heart.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I appreciate it. I love you too, Onion. All right, what about you, Nice Boy? How do you feel about it?
You are my friend and everything, but yeah, like I think Corman is gonna win. But they have to take it seriously, otherwise, UI will punish them. But my final call is Corman. Yeah.
You guys are about to get the upset of the week because I'm telling you right now, we're going to come out of this thing on top. I'm no kiss of death, baby. No kiss of death required. UI, I think we're going to take it to the corner. We're going to give them everything they want and a little bit more. Half price, wholesale, retail, UI all day, every day. But we're going to do it like that. That's our recap for week 8. Week 9, what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about our picks? Were we right? Were we wrong? And what do you guys think about the league so far? Make sure you go ahead and get into the Go Format War League. Even if you're not playing, you can watch all these games live as they take place. Follow the stories, follow the intrigue. Get in there, and because this is the most competitive Go Format league in the land right now. So be a part of it because we're only going this way. Shout out to my panel for coming in. Hopefully we can get you guys back again. I appreciate anything, guys, you want to say before we sign off.
I would say a big shout out to Bologna Goat Format Server Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Run by Intentional Down and I Love Ceci.
Okay.
Is where I've grown, and I love you guys.
That's what's up. It's all love. It's all love. What about you, Mr. Nice Boy? Anybody want to shout out? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, shout out to LaBounty, and of course, shout out to my captain, Sdikilla, the 2 times GFC champion, and only Rampage.
Only Rampage. Well, we're going to see. We're going to see how it goes. All right, but that's all I have. Thank you guys for taking the time to come and shoot with me. And thank you guys for participating in Go Format World. If you're watching these videos, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, get into the discussion, talk about your favorite teams, whatever you want to say. And we're going to keep doing like that. But until then, I've been JDZ. I play GOATs. Shout out to the real ones. Salute to the OGs. Till the next time, deuces all around. Peace.